What is going on, everybody? Lamont on the run, always at the scene of the crime. And today, well, this scene is not a crime, but one of my videos in the near future will take place right here. And as you can see, if we get close, this telephone pole, you see a little bit of scorching. Looks like a fire has occurred right here, right? It looks kind of charred. Well, a plane crashed right here, killing all 6 people aboard. So that video will be coming up in the very near future. And so, as I was leaving here, I had something that I wanted to say about the woke culture and what's been going around in this country for the last 10 years. So, you had 6 people that lost their lives at this very location right here. And the reason why the plane crashed was basically because the pilots, they were ignoring the stall warnings in the craft, and they basically when they banked to come back for another approach to the airport because the first one failed, they basically banked too far, too fast. And so it reminded me of something that I read online quite some time ago. And that is about just woke culture in a sense, and, you know, people that should be hired over other people, not based on their experience, but based on their skin color. You have the whole affirmative action thing. You have a lot of colleges that all because you're a certain color, they're going to pick you over somebody else, even though that person has better grades than you. To me, it should always be the most qualified candidate. And when it comes to very important jobs, to me, it should always be who's qualified over somebody who is not too qualified based on their skin color. Now, you had, last time we talked about it, that submersible that imploded in the sea, killing all 5 people aboard. And you had the Stockton Rush character who had said in an interview that he doesn't want to hire, quote, old white guys because they come up with the same nonsense or the same ideas over and over and over. He'd rather have young people, maybe people of color, even though both guys that died in the submersible that were experienced in piloting it were both old white guys. So I don't get that part. But anyways, so I don't know about you guys, but when I fly, I don't care if you're white or you're black. I don't even care if you speak English, because I'm not talking to you. Your job isn't to speak English to me. Your job is to land the craft as safely as possible, right? The whole flight, takeoff and landing, okay? I don't care what religion you are. I don't care if you're Muslim. I don't care if you pray to an elephant god with 8 arms. I don't care. I don't care what you're wearing on your head. I don't care if you're wearing religious garb. Hell, you could have a big beard and have an AK-47 and speaking in a language that I don't know of. But as long as you're the most qualified candidate, I want you to fly the plane. As long as you don't have like any other like reasons to do something stupid. But so I was reading an article online, and somebody was raising a fuss about how airline pilots are mostly male and mostly white, and that they felt that there should be more black pilots, right? And in reference, they were talking about a girl on TikTok who's black. She looks pretty young, maybe 21, and she's a pilot. Now, this pilot, I'm guessing she doesn't have enough experience to get a job with a major airliner unless she's been flying since she was 10. And I don't know if they count those flight hours as actual experience, right? But you got a lot of people who are talking about how they should hire more black pilots, even though they might not have as much experience as their white counterparts, simply because they feel that the white pilots had an advantage over them. I don't know what that advantage is. It sounds like the advantage is having a family that either had a plane and they got into it, or they went into the military and they just wanted to fly and they were intelligent and they passed all the tests. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know about you guys, right? I'm not sure about you guys. You know, anybody is more than welcome to come on this channel and hear what I have to say, and I'm thankful that you guys even care about my opinion. Now, you guys can choose whatever pilot you want in the game that we're playing right now called Simulation Life. But let me tell you this. I don't know about you guys, but I want the most experienced person flying the plane. And if that person happens to be white, I'm going to choose the white guy over the other guy based on experience. I don't care about affirmative action when I'm 15,000, 20,000 feet up in the sky flying at 500 miles an hour. Because at that point in time, you know, your race doesn't matter. Experience is what matters. And I don't want to hear anything about anybody talking about this thing. Now, however, the flip side of that coin goes as follows. So that crash that happened back there, the main reason why that happened is probably pilot over experience, because when the plane was coming in, when it was banking this way flying, the stall warnings were coming on and they ignored the stall warnings. And that's why the plane crashed, because they probably heard those warnings several times over and over and over, and they ignored them. And the plane crashed and 6 people died. Now, a freak crash incident like that, okay, you know what you can say? You can say this, man, if that pilot were inexperienced but black, would they have all lived? Probably. So one side of the argument can be that, you know, a more inexperienced pilot would have took those warnings more seriously and that crash wouldn't have happened. Plane crashes don't happen very often, especially with the major airliners. I don't even remember the last major airline plane crash, but considering millions, tens and tens of millions of people fly every year and not many people have died, that's pretty remarkable. And we've got aviation so safe nowadays. It's to a point where it's safer than driving, and it's just become a part of everyday life. Everybody flies pretty much. And you factor that in, and then you have these weirdos who say, oh, you should hire people with less experience. If you got 400 people on a plane, let's see if it's one of those super big Airbuses or whatever you call it. Do you really want somebody that is less inexperienced, but oh, hey, they're black, so it's okay? Or oh, hey, they're Latino, so it's okay? Or do you want an old curmudgeon white guy that has 20,000 flight hours of experience? I don't know about you guys, but I'll choose, for the sake of diversity, I'm going to bank away from that, and I'm going to choose the old white guy. If he happens to be white and more experienced, cool. If he happens to be black and more experienced, cool. I don't care what race you are. Just land the damn plane. And these people that are coming up with this nonsense that, oh, hey, you know, we could do this, we could do that, we could hire. No. You're playing with people's lives when you're trying to do your woke diversity crap. Don't play with people's lives. If you want to hire a CEO that's Chinese or whatever, go ahead, because the CEO of that company has no effect on my life. However, I'm on that plane, kid. I'm on that plane. I want the more experienced guy. Anyways, that's about all. Is this an electric bike? What is that? I think it is. Oh, Cannondale. Cannondale is a really good bike. Yeah, definitely lock that bad boy up. They'll steal it. That bike probably costs like $5 grand. All right, guys. Lamont on the run. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. I'll see you later. Peace out.